Alright, so hello everyone, welcome back to the titolabs community, titolabs.org. And of course, today we will have you with Bitrock, and this is really amazing projects. You can start your tokens, and I think you can read the websites for the Bitrock and joining into the Telegram community and also the Twitter or apps you can following. And of course, I think this is a really cool platforms as so on the broader marketing, and of course this is really wonderful for everyone to understanding. And the Bitrock have a bridge, and you can take a look of the websites and learn for these projects. And yeah, today we have the Mr. Bros, and of course we have a three segment of this semi. The first segment is fixed question and answer, and the second segment is a 3D equation, and the last segment of this semi is a Binance live comment. Don't forget, everyone, we have a prize for everyone that's here and watching us today. Yemi with the Bitrock chains, and of course, this is really wonderful for everyone to understanding the Bitrock chains is really cool platforms. You will get understandings once we are starting the Yemi. And of course, Mr. De Bros, yeah, how are you? And what is, like, could you please introduce yourself to the audience? And of course, don't forget to introduce the Bitrock chains for the audience tonight.
Yeah, so hi everyone. Hi Tito. Thanks for having us. Very excited to be here, and especially on the Binance Live platform. So yeah, my name is Procrastinator. I personally, for me, a quick introduction. I've been in the crypto market for about 6 or 7 years now, and for the most part, I've just been an investor. Over the last couple of years, I started getting involved with some projects, not as a team member, but just as kind of like an advisor, giving some strategy tips, marketing, stuff like that. And only recently with Bitrock did I kind of jump more to the PR side with like hosting AMAs and stuff like that. But I also still obviously do strategy, again, advisory, community management, again, more PR more than just AMAs, stuff like also announcements and stuff like that. So that's kind of a bit on me, on my background. And yeah, I got involved with Bitrock. I mean, the team contacted me not too long before launch, but in terms of my actual involvement when it started, it was around after the first week of launch is when I started kind of being more and more involved with them. So that's on my side. Now for Bitrock itself, essentially what you're kind of looking at is an Ethereum layer 2 sidechain. Most people kind of may already be familiar. And essentially, it is a proof of authority blockchain. So, as opposed to proof of work or proof of stake, which is the majority of other layer 2s or also layer 1s out there. And the team is made up of 4 core team members in the Netherlands and Belgium, and I'm based in Dubai. I work, help out in terms, again, of community management, PR, strategy, and so on. The blockchain itself is not a fork, it is from scratch, and the development started for 2 months prior to launch. And once that was done, the project was launched with a live test net, which was tested for a few days, obviously after launch, because extensive testing had also been done before launch by the team. And then the main net launched on day 3. And from there, we kind of went into further and further developments and milestones and stuff like that. And the project is a stealth launch. There is no venture capital. There is no private sales. There is no pre-sales. There's no seed rounds. None of that stuff. It's purely stealth launched. And the blockchain development itself before launch was self-funded by the team. And then from there, after the project launched, we have a 4-4 buy and sell tax, which 1% of goes to the goes to the liquidity pool. And then we have 3% going in for marketing, partnerships, listings, and development and stuff like that. So that's kind of a more general intro on the project. And we launched about, I think, a month and a half ago at this point.
All right, thank you very much for introduction of your project and of course, more about projects. And I see on the website the Bitrocks have some more feature on the Bitrocks, and of course you have own chains and active chains. Could you please introduce, I mean, like your products and the feature for the everyone on the Binance Live?
Yeah, so again, in terms of the kind of blockchain features and stuff like that, we have a 2-second block time, which is extremely competitive in the L2 space. Again, most of the L2s out there can't compete with that type of speed. Most, maybe not all, just to be safe. But again, Arbitrum, for context, for example, can be as long as 14 seconds, whereas we are consistently at 2 seconds. The gas fees on the chain are pretty much near zero. So it's essentially 0. I think 450 $1 per transaction, which is almost nothing. So people can buy and sell freely without worrying about kind of heavy transaction fees or gas fees and stuff like that. Obviously, different projects on the chain can have their own taxes, just like any other project or on any other chain. But in terms of the gas fees, they are super cheap. And obviously, we also have a kind of multi-utility blockchain, which I'll get into. But before that, we do also have a 12,000 TPS count. So our max transactions per second is 12,000 at the moment. And what I mean by that is that it will be increased and there's room for it to be increased. But right now, 12,000 is a very competitive and also safe and sustainable max TPS. And at the end of the day, it's very competitive. For example, Polygon Matic only has about 7,000, so we're almost double. And at the same time, the actual count of transactions per second for sorry guys, am I getting some people are telling me my Telegram notifications are kind of buzzing up in the chat, so maybe I'll just close Telegram for a minute. Hold on. I
Okay.
apologize. I don't know what happened, but let me just close Telegram. All right, so as I was saying, for the TPS, we have 12,000. There's room for it to go up. And just to be safe right now, we have it at 12,000. Again, very sustainable, very competitive. And at the same time, it's much higher than many of the other L2s on the market. And at the same time, it also can live up to actual real life data. And we had that with multiple launches on our chain already. So we watched kind of the traffic and how the traffic can be handled by the chain, and that's really well. Aside from that, we have a couple of utilities, unique utilities that are either out or in process right now, and we have multiple others that have not been announced yet. So the first one is the token builder, and the token builder has been out as of a few days ago now. And this is essentially a tool for people to be able to deploy their own contracts on the chain without any coding knowledge, any technical knowledge. So basically, you would just go to the token builder page, which is available on our Telegram and on the RockSwap website, which is our official DEX. And you would essentially enter different parameters for your token that you want to launch, like the total supply, the name of the token, the symbol of the token, marketing tax, liquidity tax, stuff like that, max wallet, all of that type of stuff, without interacting with the actual contract. So the contract itself cannot be changed. It is a standard contract supplied by the Bitrock dev team, which cannot be touched. And essentially, you just link it to your wallet, you'd pay the deployment fee, and you would essentially deploy your token. And then we have a tutorial section as well in terms of locking liquidity and enabling trade on our official DEX, which is RockSwap. And obviously, the benefit of this is making it easier for people to launch tokens on our chain that don't necessarily have the technical know-how. And at the same time, since the contract cannot be touched, the contract is safe. So in terms of honeypots or delayed honeypots or stuff like that, the contract is safe. Of course, that doesn't mean people should not do their own research. You know, there's things still like ruck pulls, which is more on the liquidity side. There's things like the marketing farms where marketing tax that comes into the marketing wallet is sold and the team runs away with it. Also, you can just have a really bad team who doesn't do anything with the project. So there's multiple things that can still happen, but at the same time, in terms of the contract side, it's safe. And then speaking of RockSwap, the other utility I wanted to mention, that's our official DEX, which has been out for a few weeks now, maybe even a month. And essentially, RockSwap will so it's already functioning as a normal swap for the Bitrock chain, but in the next few weeks, we're going to see a layer of multi-chain integration on RockSwap, where you would be able to buy and sell tokens on different chains than Bitrock using the RockSwap, which is the official DEX for the Bitrock chain, without having to pay gas in Ethereum. So for example, you can buy something on the Ethereum chain without having to pay gas in Ethereum. The gas would be equalized into Bitrock and you would pay it in Bitrock. So that eliminates the need for jumping between different sections, or sorry, jumping between different platforms. If you want to change your BNB to Ethereum, then you send it to a wallet to buy on Uniswap. We're eliminating all of that. So that's very exciting and it's quite unique. It hasn't been done much in the market. There's maybe one or two other cases of this, but that's in the context of a blockchain that's going to give people a lot of incentive to kind of stay on the chain and interact with the chain and not bridge out of the chain. And we have staking as well, but I'll get into that in a bit. So
Thank you. That's a lot of feature from the Bitrock. And of course, guys, you can checking out the stacking page. This is stacking page for the Bitrocks. And of course, the rock swaps. This is the decentralization, the rock swaps, and really amazing, guys. And yeah, the Mr. Brooks will be developing into the multi-chains on the rock swaps. That's real. I mean, like that's really great features. You can get the fees by the Bitrock, and of course, this is tax for your incomes. You can staking your tokens. If you have a token on the Bitrock, don't forget to stake. Compounding your tokens, and of course, this is really interesting. And right now, you see on the website, a Bitrock has some own chains. And right now, you can also checking out the price. You can buy on the Uniswap, Bitmart, and Gadgets. And of course, Mr. Bros, I think everyone wanted to know about the native token of the Bitrock. Could you please explain more about the Bitrock and where everyone's can purchase, I mean, like buying a Bitrock?
yeah, so first of all, I'm kind of getting some feedback from the team and other community members that I think maybe your your computer audio is playing. I think maybe your Telegram notifications are because I don't have my Telegram open on PC, so I think maybe your computer system audio is playing. So I'm not sure if you can turn that off.
Okay. Let me fix.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a moment, guys. Sorry. Um, okay, I think that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool right
I
now.
think I think they were saying it might be your Binance live chat notification sound, possibly,
No.
or Telegram.
That was a Telegram. Yeah,
Ah, okay.
yeah,
Hopefully
that's
should
what.
be better now. Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry.
Um,
Okay, I think so. You got the question right, Mr. Brook,
Yeah,
and
I
sorry
got your
for
question.
that
Yeah.
problems,
So
guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
no worries. So for the first of all, we have two. So first of all, the one on the ETH side is Bitrock, which is the one that stealth launched a month and a half ago. And then since our mainnet was live and people started bridging over, we have a bridge live with in partnership with Sphinx Labs, who have worked with multiple different blockchain projects like Arbitrum. They've worked with Loop, Curve, Optimism, many different major names. So we have a bridge live with them. So when you bridge your Bitrock over to the mainnet, it becomes Brock. So that's the native token on the chain. And then obviously you have the official DEX token, similar to PancakeSwap has the Cake token, or Uniswap having the Uni token. RockSwap has the Rock token. So that's the token for the swap. But obviously, again, the native token for the mainnet is Brock. Gas is paid in Brock. When you pair or lock liquidity, it's locked against or paired against Brock, and so on. So in terms of the ETH side of things, if you want to buy Bitrock, then you need to buy it either through Uniswap, like you mentioned, or you can buy it through Bitmart, which is an exchange, or BitGet, which is another exchange, and we are listed on both. We do have mainnet integration with Bitmart. So if you have your Bitrock on Bitmart, or if you have it elsewhere, you can send it to Bitmart through the mainnet, or you can withdraw it from Bitmart through the mainnet as well, which eliminates the need to go through the bridge. So you can do it this way, or you can do it through the Sphinx Labs bridge.
Okay, guys, that's a lot of options. If you want to buy the Bitrocks, you can buy other the Uniswaps, Bitmark, and also widgets. I think this is a really cool and interesting thing. The Bitrock is a native tokens. I mean, like native token has own chains, native chains. You can see on the websites. You can read off the white paper to get more information about the Bitrock before you investing, before you joining into the community. I mean, like joining into Bitrock to investing this project. You need to read clearly about the project informations. The project has really cool feature and more feature will coming out and a lot of partnerships I see on the websites. You can get more information about the white paper on the Bitrocks, and yeah, this is you can also bind the Bitrocks on the Bitmart. Really nice charts right now, 15% change each life. I think this is really cool for everyone. You can buy on the Bitmart, you can buy on the Uniswaps, you can buy on the BJets, get a lot of options in the Bitrust, and maybe some exchange will be coming up, and maybe the Bitrux you can buy on the Rock Swap also, and you can also if you buying the tokens, don't forget to stake so you can get more compounding your tokens. So yeah, Mr. Brooks, maybe another question from us. So, can you tell us more about the benefit if we are stacking on the Bitrox? Can you tell us more about benefit if we are stacking on the Bitrox and using your bridge on the Bitrox
Yeah.
chain? Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, right now we have staking live on the Ethereum side. So if you have bought Bitrock on the Ethereum chain, right now you can stake that at 60% APY. We have the staking page available in our Telegram. If you just type /stake, that will give you the page for staking. It's again at a 60% APY with a 7-day locking period, and you can claim your rewards anytime. And the rewards go back to your wallet, so they're not auto compounded or auto staked again. They go into your wallet. You can hold them, you can sell them, you can restake them, up to you. And then we do also have the mainnet staking should be going up by tomorrow. So that a lot of people have been asking this in our community. So the update here is that it's in the final testing stages and should be out hopefully by end of tomorrow, if not before. So the mainnet side will have a 60% APY for Bitrock, and the Ethereum side will be reduced to 30% at the same time. So once the mainnet staking is live, it will be at 60% APY, and the Ethereum side will be reduced to 30% at the same time. So both will remain, and then the Ethereum side will continue to be reduced further and further for sustainability, obviously. And then the mainnet side will stay at 60% for, I'm not sure how long, but it will stay for a bit. And then at the same time, on the mainnet side, you won't just be able to stake Bitrock. You would also be able to stake RockSwap tokens. So you would be able to stake RockSwap tokens and earn RockSwap tokens as your reward. And again, that's going to be at a 90% APY, and that's going to come out at the same time as the Bitrock staking on the mainnet. So those two will come together. The locking period will be 2 weeks, not 1 week on the mainnet. And that will also be shared in the announcement tomorrow when that comes. And then, obviously, if you want to emergency withdraw your tokens during the locking period, you can do that, both on the Ethereum side and the mainnet. There's a 25% penalty that is incurred when you emergency withdraw your stake. Again, this is the same on the mainnet as well as the Ethereum side too.
Okay, so you will be, the mainnet will be publishing tomorrow, right?
Sorry?
The mainnets will be publishing, will be launched tomorrow for the Bitrock.
The mainnet should be coming tomorrow. Yeah.
That's great. So guys, the mainnets will be coming out tomorrow, so you can test the mainnets own chains of the Bitrock. I think this is a really cool that you have a box. You are the holders of the Bitrocks. So joining the journey for the more expanding Bitrock, and I think this is a really cool because the Bitrock will be have own chains, and I hope the own chains will be the next big competitor like Jackassins or Starknet or anything else on the Ethereum layer 2 chains. I think this is really cool for the Bitrock change right now. You can stack also your token, and of course, if you want, right now, just just waiting for the Bitrock mainnets, and of course you can get APY, the big APY on the mainnet of the Bitrock chains like 60%, and the Ethereum chains will be reduced. And of course, I suggest you and advise you for everyone, if you have stakings, better to move into the mainnets because that will supporting into the projects development. And I think this is a bit of a trend will be the massive projects. I hope this will really amazing because product marketing says this is Bitcoin chain is really cool, and this is will be the next cool projects will be hitting multiple market caps, of course. So yeah, Mr. Brooks, maybe this is the last questions. We want to know that security systems, and is there any security audit for your own chains and also your decentralization of rights or stakings?
Yeah. So yes. First of all, we have an audit or multiple audits in progress with CTD SEC, who's our auditing and cybersecurity partner. Now, these guys are industry leaders in the auditing space. Um, they've worked with Ripple, they've worked with Ethereum, they've worked with Dex tools. They have multiple big named partners, and the fact that we are working with them has actually facilitated our integration process with many different platforms once they heard that we are working with CTD SEC. So the audits have been applied for around 3 weeks ago, and they will be out hopefully within a week and a half to 2 weeks max. And we are going, or essentially the audits cover the blockchain itself, the contract, so the Bitrock contract, the staking contract, as well as RockSwap as a DEX. So all of these things are, going to be secured for anyone wondering about the audits for them. And again, CTDSec are not just for auditing, they are also our cybersecurity partner. So we have had multiple updates happen with them, or they've essentially applied multiple security updates and enhancements on the blockchain in the last 2 to 3 weeks, not just to improve the security of the blockchain, but also to improve our audit score before it's released. So we're really proud to be working with them. At the same time, there's also a team of cybersecurity specialists from CTDSec that monitors the Bitrock chain in real time to monitor for any kind of threats or attacks or issues or stuff like that. So we have that covered in real time as well. And we have the core team has done a KYC with Assured DeFi. Assured DeFi is one of CTD SEC's partners, and they work with the FBI. They work with the U.S. Attorney's Office. So the core team members have KYC'd to Assure DeFi. So that's security on the team side, and then we have security on the chain side. I mean, I can go into a few further details, but essentially, the nodes are also, so the chain blockchain nodes are also constantly monitored through Uptime Kuma. And then we have backup nodes in case one goes down for any reason, one of the backups goes up, and so on. And the chain and the nodes are backed up through archived nodes, and the chain nodes are layered through Kubernetes. And then the security, we have security patches that may be applied on a weekly basis if need be. So if there's a major security update that needs to be done, we do that on a weekly basis. If there's anything that needs a hot fix, a major issue or something, then that's done obviously as a hot fix at the same time. And then in terms of the framework, which is the Hyperledger Besu, that has had multiple penetration tests that were all successful. So there's security in the framework, security from the team, security on the chain, and also security on the node level as well.
Oh, so that's really soft. Of course, you have a security audit, and also thank you for explaining a more detail about the security, and I think that's really very soft for this project. So thank you for explaining a lot of couple into the first fixed question and answers into the first segments. And of course, we need to move to another segment of the Twitter questions. I'm really excited for the Bitrock chain, and I think this is a really cool project. And of course, I hope this can get like multi-million market caps, like at least like 1 billion market cap for the Bitrock chain. So I think this is a really cool. If we are investing in 10 million market caps, and maybe will be more coming up. And of course, guys, don't forget to support your projects. I mean, like Bitrock projects, joining into the stacking programs, so you get passive incomes for the Bitrock chains. So yeah, on the Twitter, I pick the questions. What are the top priorities and competitive advantage of your projects? What advantage and disadvantage do you think a Bitrock chains as compared to other similar projects? How are you handling Bitrock chains to cover the shortfall rather interesting to us investors? This is from Iqbal 98 93. This is the from the
Yeah. So first of all, I'll start off with the disadvantages because there are not too many. Number one, the a disadvantage is that obviously without something like a venture capital backing or something like a pre-sale, private sale, angel investors, seed rounds, all of that type of stuff, um, it's an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. But the disadvantage part of that is that we have to wait longer and work harder, but we are able to do that to get those type of top partnerships that actually kind of most of the major players would get upon launch, like for example Arbitrum or so on. But the trade-off with that is that those chains launch at much higher market caps, and the potential ROI for investors getting in at those higher market caps is much less than if they get involved with Bitrock earlier on. The second advantage that that gives us is that, again, with those bigger chains or competitors, there's a lot of locked tokens that essentially might be unlocked later on, leading to dilution or potential dumps or sells on retail investors by the corporate investors or corporate partners that have teamed up with those chains. So because they're, as part of their support or sponsorship, they're allocated a percentage of the supply, which then unlocks after a certain period of time. In our case, we obviously have our total supply is the circulating supply. So there's nothing locked. There's no dilution. The supply, there's no supply that has been paid to any of our partners. So none of our partners hold any type of significant percentage of the supply or any of that. So that was a kind of a calculated decision that even though the journey might be longer, the ROI would be higher, and at the same time, we are secure from future dilution, as well as potential major dumps due to, the unlocking of tokens and then being sold and so on. So that's one thing. But we have multiple other advantages that I'm happy to get into. Number one, the fact that it's self-launched makes Bitrock have a much higher potential return on investment for people getting in earlier, because you're starting off at a 3,000 market cap. So it was launched with a 3,000 market cap. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is that, again, because it's a stealth launch and not some type of major mainstream corporate launch with a mainstream adoption, that enables the Bitrock team to engage a lot more with their community and hear their feedback, take some of their ideas on board, and so on. But again, at the end of the day, the team doesn't depend on that, but they certainly take that into consideration, because it's important to listen to the community, especially when you're a new blockchain on the market. So that's very important. And I think that's an area that's lacking in many of the other competitors, because they don't have time simply to kind of keep up with the socials, and they don't really maintain that kind of core community spirit to be able to kind of engage with them on a more personal level. Now, another thing is that obviously the blockchain itself being faster, cheaper than most other L2 chains is a huge advantage for us, and that's thanks to the proof of authority consensus mechanism. So again, the 2-second block times, the near zero gas fee, 12,000 transactions per second, and so on and so on, along with the fact that we also are adding unique utilities to the chain itself. Again, the token builder, which is already out. And then we also have the multi-chain integration on RockSwap that is in progress right now. So that's going to be focused on, or that's the main focus right now. And at the same time, we also have the ability, again, because of the size of the project right now, we also have the ability to partner with promising teams, with promising project ideas, and make them official partner projects with the Bitrock team. So essentially, you'd have a team for another, a team has an idea for a project they want to launch on the Bitrock chain. They can approach the Bitrock team. They say, we need your support with marketing, we need your support with our launch, we need your support with security and incentives for launching on your chain, and so on. And if they commit to certain security measures and milestones, for example, like doing a KYC with our partner Assured DeFi, or audits, or renouncing the contract, or burning their liquidity, and so on and so on, the Bitrock team then, through this vetting process, is able to support them, give them extra marketing on their platform, and shine the spotlight on them to make their launch a success. And that's an incentive for people to go through the official partner project program or route, as opposed to simply just launching on the chain without any support, just as a normal project would, which is perfectly fine. But then you wouldn't have the backing and the support and marketing of the Bitrock team. So again, the major players in the market, uh, again, don't have time for that. And because the chains launched at a much higher adoption level, they simply don't have time to kind of monitor projects or necessarily partner with them to the extent that we are able to because of our size. And the result of that is giving our blockchain a much better reputation from the start, because we focus the spotlight on those official partner safe projects rather than having a lot of rug pulls and scams and so on taking the spotlight and then giving the chain a bad reputation. So these are a few of the kind of points in the value proposition that differentiate us from the competition.
Thank you very much for explaining about the advantage and disadvantage about the Bitrock chain. And of course, that's really interesting thing of the Bitrock chain. And thank you for explaining about that questions. I think the Bitrock chain is really cool because this is not launch everyone's. This is not without pre-sale, without seed sale, without private sale, and this is a start launch, pure start launch. And the community, I mean, like the developer is a community, and the community is really strong. And the developer is working hard for this project. That's the point. That's the point for this project. I got a point because the Bitrock community, I mean, like the Bitrock is really love this project, and the developer is really wants working hard for the Bitrock change. I think this is the best for everyone that's investing into the developers that still update for the Bitrock change, that's still working hard for Bitrock chain. I think this is the best option for you guys. You then you are investing into the Rookpool projects. It's better for you to investing into the Bitrock chains. A Bitrock chains has more features, has more upcoming plan for the Bitrock chains. Of course, tomorrow is the mainnet for the Bitrock chains. You can test the Bitrock chains mainnet. You can also stacking your projects. I mean, like your Bitrock chains into the stacking on the Bitrock chains using the own and native token of the Bitrock chain. Of course, the unique is even you are not a developers, you can also develop the smart contract into the Bitrock chains. Without knowledge, you can also use it to develop smart contract into the Bitrock chains. That's really interesting. For everyone that you want to develop the serious project, you can using a Bitrock chain. And of course, I think the Bitrock chain will be helping you and also yeah, partner with you soon. And I think this is a Bitrock chain is really cool for everyone. So yeah, Mr. Brooks, this is another question from the Twitter. You have lists on the Bitmart and the BJets for the centralized exchange. So do you have any plan for listings on another exchange soon? This is from Bill Maximus.
Yeah, so of course we have plans to list on further exchanges. I think well, of course, I think that's something important for any project, but at the same time, we're very careful about the types of exchanges that we list on. Number one, we try to step up with every listing. So we started with Bitmart, and then we started with, then next after that, we listed on BitGet. And BitGet is one of the top 12 or 10 exchanges in the world. So that's really great for us in terms of tier two. Further than that, we are focusing on further tier one and higher tier two listings, higher than BitGet for our next listings. But of course, when you get into that type of listings and discussions with these types of exchanges, things take a little bit of time. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of due diligence. They have to vet the project, make sure it's legit. There are certain market cap or volume requirements. There are certain project age requirements as well, how long the project has been in the market. So there's multiple requirements that we are working actively to meet. And again, we have engaged with many of those tier one and two exchanges. We have open channels with them, and we have, again, also a partner to help us with that. So one of our partners is JNR Advisors, and JNR Advisors has worked with Pepe and Pepe 2.0 for all of their exchange listings, so including Binance as well. So essentially, he's or they are helping us kind of secure those exchange listings and try also to sort out better deals for us in order to not have to spend ridiculous amounts of money to list on those exchanges or give up a lot of the supply and so on. And thankfully we've been able to sort out good deals with BitGet and Bitmart. But again, to make sure we get those good deals, we have to meet certain requirements that we are working to meet right now. So they will come. And of course, many people know we cannot announce further exchange listings until the exchanges themselves announce it first. So whenever an exchange listing is secured, we'll wait for them to announce it, and then we'll be announcing it. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that's correct, man. Don't spending into marketing wallets into the listing on the exchange. You need to your first before listing on the exchange, and of course, everyone's. If you're holding the tokens, don't ask about this. When centralization, you need to ask about the development of this project. Of course, the team of the Bitrock chain is developing into this project serious because they will integrate into the multi-chain using a rock swaps, and of course, the the Bitrock chains tomorrow will be published. I mean, like will be launched. So you can try off the Bitrock chains, and of course that's really fast, interesting for everyone if you holding us in the Bitrock chains. So that's the point. The community is really nice. Join the community, follow the social media of the Bitrock chains, so you can become an army of the Bitrock chain. Tell on the Twitter, tell on army and on the Twitter, tell about the Bitrock chat. A Bitrock chat is really the next step, a layer to change, and I think this is really cool and interesting. Waiting for the next white paper, waiting for the next development for the Bitrock chain. So another question from the Twitter. So can you explain about sir and earn to us from home LDS? Do you get the question, Mr. Brooke?
Yeah, sorry, to earn what?
Can you explain about sir and earn to us? Or you want
Sir
to move
earn?
to another questions?
I'm not sure if he's talking about earning through staking. Again, I've addressed this earlier. We have the Ethereum side staking right now at 60%. With the release of the mainnet staking, the Ethereum side will be reduced to 30%, and the mainnet side will be at 60% APY. And you will also be able to stake rock swap tokens on the chain as well at 90% APY. So that's kind of the earning or staking mechanism, if you want to call it. If he's talking in terms of farming or liquidity pools and stuff like that, then that's coming in the near future. The team will work on that in terms of rock swap, where you'd be able to use your rock swap tokens to farm other tokens and so on. But that's coming in the near future. But the staking is right around the corner. So
Okay, so the next video you will be stacking all the tokens on the Bitrox stakings, taking all the token and all the token. That's really cool. And of course, still on the developers, still not yet published, and maybe soon will be launched. And of course, that's really cool development for everyone because the serious project will be developing into the real, real use case. Of course, the feature of the Bitrock, this is a lot of features, so you might, I mean, like, I suggest you to joining into the Bitrock chains, and of course, join the Telegram community to get more information about the Bitrock chains, to get more about the last update for the Bitrock chains. Don't forget, tomorrow is is the launch of the Bitrock chains. I mean, like the Bitrock chains, yeah, the mainnet of the Bitrock chains. So you might need to ask for the Bitrock change mainnet. I think that's really wonderful for everyone's. Yeah, next. Yeah, maybe the next questions. This is question from Intelligent. Is there any marketing plan coming for the Bitrock change, Mr. Brooks?
I I love questions like this. Uh, Yes, so we always have marketing happening, not on a daily basis. If you join our Telegram, you'll see that we constantly put out marketing content on a daily basis, if not multiple times a day. There's Twitter, Twitter accounts. There's YouTube videos. There's banners on almost every website. There's so much marketing going on, and we also have multiple marketing partners again on Twitter, Discord, TikTok, so many different platforms that continue to be posting. We're not just working with them for like one tweet or two tweets or one post. We have a partnership with them, so they constantly post about us, not just once, but multiple times. And at the same time, we try to align ourselves, as I mentioned, with partners who are more on a strategic or long term basis rather than a one time thing. So, again, we're partnered with, again, in terms of listings, I mentioned JNR Advisors. We're also partnered with Brothers Marketing. It's a group of 7 or 8 guys who constantly do a lot of work for us, uh, so many different types of marketing, and we have a long-term partnership with them. They market for us on a weekly basis or even a daily basis. We are also, and again, Brothers Marketing, just like JNR Advisors, have worked with Pepe and Pepe 2.0 as well. So we align ourselves with the best partners that we can find. And we're also partnered with Root Cane Lounge, who's a quite affluent Twitter crypto account as well, or he's very experienced in the crypto market. He has a lot of heavy wallets in his network, so he markets the project to them as well. We're partnered with the Nifty Investor, Jolly Beanstalk, Zach Humphreys, Mando CT, Maximalist. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. There's so many partnerships that we have, and at the same time, we also have security partnerships with Assured DeFi and CTD Sec. So that's kind of generally on the partnership front. And we also have multiple private partnerships with specific individuals who may be solo individuals or with their own networks, their private networks, who also have invested in the project as well. We haven't paid them. We haven't, done any of that type of stuff, but we've done lots of talks with them and they see the value in the project. So we have partnerships on all different fronts. But again, the marketing isn't just in the form of partnerships. Again, as I mentioned, we have lots of YouTube content, we have AMAs, we have lots of social media content, YouTube content, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, there's a lot of marketing, and I think there's a lot of marketing, YouTube content, and of course, not only one post, but long-term posting for the YouTube contents, and a lot of couple marketing. And of course, I know the broader marketing is more into the Bitrock chains, and this is really cool for everyone to understanding that broader marketing is really helping several projects that's hitting multiple marketing apps like was is XRP, Harry Potter, Obama, long name type projects hitting like 100 millions. And I think the Bitrock chains have a use case, have a feature, maybe will be
Yeah.
a lot multi-million market caps. We do not know,
Hopefully.
but yeah, but right now so I just suggest you to joining into the journey of the Bitrock chains because you will see a lot of marketing and a lot of marketing is for the long terms, not only one post but the long term
Yeah.
postings. I think the Bitrock chains is the next biggest change. I hope this is will be hitting like a Serapy on the Ethereum or Pepe 2.0 because branded marketing is pouring out of this project and maybe Bitrock will be the next big stuff projects. So yeah, Mr. Bruce, maybe the last segment of the semi Binance live comments. Do you want to pick a question from the Binance live comments, Mr. Bruce?
I actually don't have it open because I don't want any kind of sounds to come up in my like from my audio. So if you can just pick out a question, that would be fine.
Okay, so I'm picking the question on the Binance live comments. So guys, that you here and watching us, I mean like watching of this CME, don't forget to prepare the best questions for the virtual chains because these Bitrock chains will be have a mainnet morals. And first, you can ask question a lot of questions for the Bitrock chains. Don't forget to joining Telegram community of the Bitrock chains so you will get more information about the Bitrock chains and latest update for the Bitrock chains. And the Bitrock chains has get further by the marketing, a really good marketing and really good officers. And was I just knowing of the burden marketing that's helping XRP to 100 million market caps, then PP to point 0 to like 6 million market caps. I think the Bitrock still on one, I think like 10 million market caps, 10 million market caps. Maybe soon we'll be hitting couple million market caps. I swear that's because this is has more features. They developing into the Bitrock chains, developing into the smart contracts that the developer without knowledge into developing into the smart contract. That's the unique. Of course, stacking. You can stacking on the platform of the Bitrock chains to earn passive incomes. And of course, I suggest you to waiting into the mainnet lab because if you stack it on the Binance, you get big APY because 60% and the Ethereum change will be reduced into 30%. And yeah, the next is bridge. The bridge will be on the RockSwap and it has a decentralized exchange, the RockSwaps. And of course, you can read on the websites, read on the white paper. That's really great thing for investing on the serious projects for the long terms. I hope this can hitting 100 million events, 1 billions. If we have a community and the community is strong, will be the next massive change on the layer 2 because this is stat launch. If the stat launch gonna success, that's really cool. And the team is really OG in the Ethereum networks and the Bitrock chain networks. Thank you. So yeah, let me pick another questions on the Binance Labs. All of the questions. Um, okay, this is a great and interesting things for the Bitcoin chains. What are your strategies in building big and strong community for the Bitcoin chains, Mr. Brook?
So what was the question again? Sorry.
Okay, let me repeat the questions. This is from Toast 05. What are your strategies in building big and strong community for Bitcoin chains?
So what are the strategies for building a big and strong community for the Bitrock chain?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Well, first of all, we already have a pretty big community, almost at 6,000 members. That's number one. Of course, in the grand scheme of things, when you kind of have bigger goals and stuff like that, that may not seem like a large number. But when you consider that we've only been a month and a half old, that's really good. Number one, strategies for building a solid community. I think extending it to not just a community but also a good user base of the blockchain itself would be to incentivize people to bridge over to the mainnet. So number one, giving people a reason to bridge over to the mainnet, whether it's for staking or farming or just simply buying and selling projects that are safe and vetted by the team. Again, obviously, you have other projects that are launching by themselves, and we have obviously no control over that. They may be moonshots, they may be nothing or scams or whatever, but having a busy ecosystem or having a busy project kind of project ecosystem essentially where you have many different projects launching and so on is one of the best strategies to attract community members and also users of the blockchain, which we are doing. So first of all, we have the RockSwap token launch, which happened last Wednesday, so almost a week ago, and that went from a $3,000 market cap to 2.4 million in less than 24 hours. The volume of the chain was crazy. It was around a $2 million volume. There was more than $1 million in Bitrock bridged from the Ethereum side to the mainnet side. We have staking coming, and so on and so on. Number two is having multiple utilities that make trading easier on the chain. And number two, giving people a reason to stay on the chain. So again, staking, for example, gives people a reason to stay on the chain because they would lock up their Bitrock or Brock, or they would also lock up their RockSwap tokens for staking. Number two, the token builder would attract people who may not have the knowledge to deploy contracts on their own, who don't have coding understanding or coding know-how to be able to deploy their tokens. So again, these are users of the chain or developers who would also become community members. Number three, we have the multi-chain DEX. So again, you would stay on the chain. You would be able to buy and swap tokens from different chains. We are going to go chain by chain. So first would be Ethereum, then we'd move to BSC, and so on and so on. And that eliminates the need for people to bridge back and move their tokens to different networks to buy and sell. You can simply do that on RockSwap. And number four, or I'm not sure what number I'm on now, maybe 3 or 4, but also constantly making sure that the team is delivering on their promises by either marketing, utilities, development, partnerships, news, so on, so on, so on. This would make people attracted to the project because they see it as very active and very present. So, I mean, for example, right now, we've had integrations done with Sphinx Labs on their bridge, as I mentioned. So our bridge is through Sphinx Labs. The team or Bitrock are working on their own bridge as well. So soon there will be 2 bridges. That's number one. Number two is the charting tool, the liquidity locker, their Sphinx Swap, the Launchpad. All of these are integrations that we have completed with Sphinx Labs. And then we've also completed integrations with Dex Tools, DexView, Gecko Terminal, Bitmart, PinkSale, Avidex. So many different integrations have already been completed. And there's more in process with Dex Screener, for example. And we're also working on multiple wallet integrations as well. So there's so many integrations coming. And when you put all of this together, then you have a reason or an incentive for people to look at Bitrock and think, well, you know, they're doing things at a very high speed and they're delivering on everything that they're doing. And they've accomplished a lot more in a month and a half since they've launched than a lot of projects may have accomplished in a year. So all of these factors would translate into more community members, more users of the chain, more traders, and so on and so on and so on.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for answering that question, Mr. Brooks. And of course, that's really interesting thing for the Bitrock chains and a lot of development on bridge. And yeah, that's will building a strong community because a strong community will be helping a lot of projects. If the strong community tell everyone's around the world on the Twitter, maybe the Bitrock will be the next biggest change in the world. So I'm interested into the Bitrocks. Hopefully, the Bitrock chains will be hitting at least 100 million market caps. So yeah, this is a funny question, Mr. Brooks. Maybe this is a question from the Dubai person or Arabic person or something else that's a lot of Muslim persons. Is taking Bitrock halal or haram for the Muslim holders? This is
I mean, I'm not really sure I'm qualified to answer that question. I think, I mean, it's you know, for people who are from different faiths, that's a completely fair and valid question. That's not no problem at all. I think the person or yeah, the person to ask for that would be their kind of you know, some type of religious you know, source or somewhere where they can get more reliable information on that. Um, but I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I can't answer that question. I'm not qualified for that. I don't have the knowledge.
yeah, bro. Maybe the Muslim holder, and of course, we are not qualified for the answering that question. But
Yeah.
that's funny, man. If you want to stacking, just stacking for increase your for your box, your holder holding these tokens. Of course, no need to worry because I'm Muslim too. I'm also doing a stacking, doing a trade or something else. on the Bitrock chain because it sounds like trading. And at first, but I can qualify for asking that question, but that's funny question. I just want to pick that. So next question maybe the another question. So this is wrong. All right. Um, but I see a lot of question already got answers, but maybe this is from Counterpains. What is your project roadmap and future target in 2023, Mr. Brooks? This is from
Yeah.
Counterpain.
So again, there are many different aspects in our roadmap that have not yet been done that are on our roadmap for the year and then beyond this year as well. So first of all, we have multiple integrations in the works. Number one, deck screener is still in progress. We have our audits that are going to be completed soon. We have the multi-chain DEX, which is also going to be coming in the near future. We have what else? We have wallet integrations, whether it's integration of the network, integration of price fetching, integration of the logo of the project. There's multiple different integrations coming. There's the listing of RockSwap on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko as an exchange, which is a little bit further in the timeline. But if we are wanting to have Bitrock projects, different Bitrock projects on the chain list on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, we first have to list RockSwap, which is our official DEX, as an exchange on CoinMarketCap, and that costs a lot of money. So we have to allocate funds for that. So that's going to be further down the line this year. I'm not going to give an exact timeline. Could be a few weeks, could be a month, could be two, could be three, but the team will get that done as soon as possible. So that's something to look forward to as well. We have further partnerships planned in terms of reaching bigger and bigger accounts, and not just in terms of Twitter. But not just in terms of bigger Twitter accounts, but in terms of corporate partnerships as well, and partnerships with other major projects on other chains to bridge over their project onto the Bitrock chain. That's going to add a lot of value as well. And then we have further exchange listings coming later on in the year. Again, no timeline. Could be in a week, could be in 3 weeks, could be in 3 months. I don't want to give a timeline because things like this take time, and the team typically, delivers things earlier than people think. So, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So there's kind of a lot of different things to look forward to in many different areas. And again, in terms of integrating the Bitrock chain with further swaps, whether it's something like the Pancake swap or the or Uniswap or whatever else type of swap, Sushi swap, for example, that's also on the radar, and steps are being taken to achieve that. And again, yeah, those corporate partnerships as well will be something that we achieve as we uh, grow more and more as a project. So, I mean, this is still, even though we have accomplished so much already, there's still even more that has not been accomplished, and that requires time and effort and money. And that's the best part about kind of, getting in early on an Ethereum or generally a layer two chain that's very early and very young, is because you get in before most of those big things happen, so that when those big things happen, you don't wait to invest then. You would have already been, you would have already had a major return on investment by that point. So it's important to be able to identify, promising projects from the start or earlier on in their life cycles, as long as they've shown a really good track record and a record of achievements. It's very important to make informed decisions on whether they are something that you want to get involved in, so that you don't have to wait for, the major, super major things or large scale things to happen, and then realize, well, I wish I got in early and made, 10x or 20x on my money at this point. So yeah.
So I'm picking another questions, and thank you for that explaining that
Pleasure.
questions. Of course. This is a next questions. Maybe after the last two questions, and this is another question from the part is back. How many chains already integrates with Bitrock's rock swaps, Mr. Brock?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the multi-chain integration has still not happened, and that's a good thing, again, because this is going to be a game changer for the project and the blockchain ecosystem overall. So we do anticipate, this kind of having a lot of exposure and bringing us a lot of users to the blockchain. So right now, the rock swap is mainly just for the Bitrock blockchain projects, but in the very near future, after the audits are completed, and we're sure that the blockchain as well as the DEX itself are good to go in terms of audits, the team will be moving to start finalizing the multi-chain integration, because there's been steps already taken to work on that, but the final steps will start after the audits are done. And so the first chain I believe that we are starting with is Ethereum. So you can look forward to that in the near future. Again, I don't want to commit to a specific ETA, but it's going to be in the near future. And again, that's going to be a really good catalyst for growth and buy pressure for us as well as volume on the chain, as well as users on the chain as well.
Okay, great. So I'm picking another questions. I'm I was reading on uh, another questions, but another question is some questions. Let me check. How does IPFD 2.0 POA consensus work in the Bitrox, Mr. De Bruce? This is from Julie 17th. You get the questions? Hi,
Sorry, I
Mr.
was
Brooks.
muted. Yeah, I muted. Sorry. So POA essentially is just a variation, a small variation on the proof of stake mechanism, or maybe not small, but it's a variation of that, where essentially you would have transactions or blocks approved by node validators, and those node validators run nodes, which again are similar to miners, like a mining rig that you would have for proof of work or so on. But the difference here and the advantage is that proof of authority networks are faster. Number one. Number two, they're cheaper. Number three, they're more secure. And number four, they're more scalable. And number five, and lastly, they essentially uh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yes. Essentially, what you're looking at is a lot less in terms of technical requirements. So if you're running some type of mining rig or even validation rig, in terms of proof of authority, the technical requirements are much lower. So it's a lot easier for people to become node validators. You simply have to kind of meet the technical requirements, which are listed on our documentation section in the website, how to become a node validator. And then you would have to kind of contact the team to be able to become a node validator. And then you would have to also hold a certain percentage of the supply. I think it's around zero point 0.4, maybe somewhere between 0.3 and 0.5% of the supply. And you would have to essentially either stake it or vest it to become a node validator. So it's a lot easier to kind of become that, which a lot of people complain, for example, with proof of work or proof of stake networks, that they need much more technical requirements or hardware, and then it's a lot of money, as well as the fact that it's a bit slower. The rewards aren't that much. So the rewards for validating nodes on the Bitrock chain are 0.301 Bitrock. So again, every block is 2 seconds. So if you're constantly validating transactions on the chain, you would be able to actually make passive income that way, because you're earning a reward with every single block that you validate. So
All right, thank you for explaining the OAI, the concept of 2.0. So validating about how to make a passive income of course, that's really cool. And thank you for explaining that question from the Julie 17. And of course, that's the last question in our EME tonight on the Binance Live comment. Of course, thank you for all of your explain comment for the Bitrock change. I just want to say for everyone joining into the Telegram community, and of course, don't forget the following of all social media of the Bitrock Chains because a Bitrock Chains has a lot doing marketing and it can also earn the money by validating of validating the pool AI and then staking and then bridge and of course you can also investing of this project because this project has own chains so easy for everyone. This project is really super smart and has a strong and big community. You can join into the Telegram community with the 6,000 members. And of course, this will be growing multi-million market caps. I mean, I hope this can reach 100 million market cap soon. And of course, for the Muslim holders, don't forget to stacking because this is really cool. And you can earn the passive incomes and compounding your your tokens. And yeah, thank you very much for Mr. Brooks. Is there, I mean, do you have any important things that you want to convey to our audience tonight in the CME?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure, and it's first of all really nice also to be on the Binance Live platform. It's the first, but hopefully not the last. And secondly, yeah, I mean, again, I'm not, someone who's going to say, guys, this is a great project, buy it now. I never do that type of stuff. All I say is just make sure you do your research, make sure you look at what's been done before, what's been done already. Make sure you look at what's in progress and what's coming in the near future. Make your own informed decision if you'd like to get involved early on or if you want to wait. They're both completely fine. And also make sure that you, if at least you kind of don't want to fully commit right now, you can just simply test out the network. We have a live test net, and we also have the main net obviously live as well. You can kind of do some test transactions if you want to get a feel for the blockchain itself and the utilities like the token builder and so on. We are, like I said, going to also have the multi-chain DEX coming. There's NFT marketplace coming as well. There's so many utilities that are upcoming and so many integrations, and it's just a matter of time before we kind of reach that mainstream adoption. And lastly, I do want to make sure that people understand the difference between official partner projects on the chain and just any other regular project. Maybe it wasn't clear before in the AMA. So, as a blockchain, anyone is able to launch any project they want at any time, um, either by themselves or through the token builder. That's something on its own. And then you have the option to partner with the Bitrock team, undergo a uh, vetting process where you speak with the team. The team determines whether the project will be adding value to the chain, adding diversity of type of project to the chain. You would have to undergo certain security requirements. Again, we always encourage a KYC, which is even better than doxing the team. KYC is even better with our partner, which is Assure DeFi, again, because they work with different government entities. So that's number one. Number two, obviously, the team would be helping in the forms of marketing, giving certain incentives like locking liquidity, or sorry, giving free liquidity, as well as multiple other incentives that the team can inform people who are interested or teams who are interested privately as well. And with that said, the team then markets that project. The Bitrock team helps to market the project, shine the spotlight on it, assist and support the project team with any type of help they may need through their connections, their contacts, their network, and so on and so on. So it's always better to do things as an official project, but we also encourage general activity on the chain. If you want to launch your own project, go ahead, because again, that contributes to the ecosystem as a whole and to the activity on the network. Of course, we do encourage people to, be honest and, not have ill intent or malice or, kind of, scam people. But unfortunately, as a blockchain, things like this will happen and we can't control them, which is why we try to direct the attention to those official partner projects. So that's all I wanted to end with.
Thank you for explaining that situation. Of course, different partner projects with a partner project because a Bitrock is open source for everyone, but the partner is different than our project having like the development into Bitrock. So everyone, I just want to say before you investing into the projects, do your own risks, do your own research. Because if you do your own research, read the white paper, read the feature of the projects, it's really cool and it's really good project. Because the good project has a development, has a feature, has more, I mean like more marketing plans for the projects, and I think the blockchain is, yeah, maybe the candidates closing on the good project.
Control Center, this you definitely should see it. Did you see it on the radar? Bitrock is rising.
Bye.
It was really a pleasure. Have a nice day, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.